Yo. I don't know where to look.
Yeah, look at you in the background. Oh. He's just chilling.
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. So we are here, brought to you by Performance Rehabilitation, Regenerative Medicine in Watchung, New Jersey. Atypical Tuesday. Karen Monetti, Cheech Monetti, literally fucking chilling in the background.
And not planted. He did that all on his own.
I just screenshotted that like this. I don't get a screenshot. Is he okay over there? Is it really hot?
I think he's really hot.
Is it Command Shift?
I don't even know what you're doing.
That's not gonna work.
Guys, help.
Option Shift F4. No. It's Command Shift. Control Shift F4.
Are you sure it's F4?
4. No, it's 4, not F4. Fuck. Karen, you're brilliant.
I didn't say anything. I said, are you
No, you're smart
sure?
though. Look at you. Chilling. 3, 2, 1. Wait, keep going.
Am I supposed to be looking at Cheech or at the camera?
Look at Cheech. Cool. So yeah, we're live. This is all fucking new. Eric said to go live and try it out and see what it's all about. So we want to get together on a weekly basis.
Somebody said hi.
Who is that? Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Pat Hectic. So we were talking about the Hercules, right? We wanted to recap. Well, we were going through the typical Tuesday. We started last week.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, that like if we don't have an agenda, we're just gonna ramble. Like people aren't gonna be fucking interested in that. You and I bantering back and forth.
Random questions.
Uh-oh. I don't know who you are, Pat Hectic, but you can always ask. You may not get an answer, but go for it.
So we said we were going to recap, though, the Hercules today.
We just came from the INBF Natural Hercules Bodybuilding Championships, which there's a Masters Pro division in the beginning, which I would be considered a Masters Pro.
You are?
Yeah.
You're 40.
Judging by that competition, I think I would do it very well.
Somebody's fucking with us.
The turkeys have knees.
The fuck?
Well, that's the kind of people we're attracting to our typical Tuesday on this podcast. I'm not sure, dude, if they have knees or not, or dude, or do that. I'm not sure what you are, Pat. But I'm not, because I don't want to assume gender.
No, it's true. Oh, we just got into that today. That's a whole conversation.
I don't want to assume gender with anything. But I do know my fucking dog is cute as hell in the background, just chilling. Trying to be a part of the party. Anyway, so let's talk about the Hercules Bodybuilding Championships.
It was this past Saturday, June 16th, in New York City.
Yeah. New ownership. The Hercules, quick little history, has been going on for I don't know how many years. Charlie Corolla.
25.
Charlie Corolla.
Oh.
Charlie Corolla had been doing it, promoting it with J-Lo for years and years and years. And how recent has Nancy and Bob and Tina taken over the WNBF?
2012.
2012 they took it over, and
no, I think 2012 was last year Charlie had it. I think 2013 she was doing it with Doc Brown at first.
The Hercules? You're right.
Yeah, she partnered up with Doc Brown. Just saying. And I think he only did it for 2 years with her and then bounced. Or only 1 year. I can't remember. He wasn't in it for a while, and now it's just solely her.
Okay, so Nancy taking over the Hercules. All the New York shows. Yes. Nancy Andrews, four-time WNBF world champion. Looked up to her for years. She was really crushing it back when I was like 19, 20, trying to really make my mark in the WNBF. But she is a hell of a promoter out in Boston. And Bob and Tina, which the other owners of the WNBF, are on the West Coast, which...
Bob and Tina, we can't wait to come see you.
Yeah, super cool. We're heading out there on July what?
19th.
July 19th.
The competition is in Sacramento, July 21st. We've been asked to judge it, which is such a cool honor because it's their 25th anniversary.
Yeah. Big show out there in California.
Yeah.
So that should be really, really super duper fun. We don't get a chance to hang out and speak and be in their company often because they are on the West Coast in California. But we're heading out there in July to help them out and to strengthen our relationship with them, and be a part of that show, which would be really fun. But on the West Coast, Nancy has been doing the
East Coast.
The East Coast.
We're on the East Coast.
What did I say?
You said West Coast.
I'm not really sure where I am right now. East Coast, West Coast. What's the difference? Male, female. What's the difference?
Big difference.
What's the difference? So.
Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah. Since Nancy has taken it over, I don't know. There's been a different process. She has her way of doing things. Charlie was doing it for 25 years differently. So there's been a shift in the New York shows. We experienced it a little bit with the Universe 2 years ago. Overall, still a big show, still a great turnout. It used to be one of the most prestigious shows of the year to get your pro card at and compete in New York City and be in a big group, big, large competitive.
You're talking about the Hercules, right? Because you just said the Universe too.
No. The Hercules. Talk about the Hercules right now. Used to be. The Universe is another New York show, but the Hercules is one of the two shows that are on the East Coast that are pro qualifiers that were really prestigious.
They're super pro qualifiers.
Meaning, well, they were super pro qualifiers, but this show there was not 8 people in each class. So in order to be a qualifier or a super pro qualifier, there has to be at least 8 competitors in your class. So you're beating at least 7 other people to earn your pro card and a super pro qualifier. This past year, there was not 8 people in each class. So the winners on stage in the overall class winners posed down. And then the first place, the overall, guy who won obviously got his pro card, but then they offered the second place to second runner-up.
Yeah.
Or the first runner-up person a pro card as well.
Except the females. The females had enough people to have pros in all of the divisions. So figure had short and tall. They both got a pro card. And bikini had short and tall, and they both got a pro card too. Female classes are just dominating the sport. Yeah. But I think also, if you think about it, there's more separation in male classes. You have 4 classes for men in the same category. Yeah. Females, it's just short and tall.
Sure.
If you were to say short, medium, and tall, there's not going to be a pro card winner.
Right. So it's all relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative. So we've just seen a decline in general, in shows in general. But especially these New York shows, they were like 100 plus competitors. I don't know how many.
150.
Yeah.
Like close to 150-ish.
I don't know how many there were this past weekend, but maybe 80, maybe 80,
not even 100.
And in being relative to our show, the INBF Northeast America, we had how many competitors this past year?
42.
42, which is low. That's never been a high number show to begin with, but in comparison, Hercules should have been
125 at least.
Competitors. But we've seen a decline anyway in shows. But regardless of it, we just came from it, and it was a live prejudging, which is something they just started doing a couple of years ago. In my eyes, I don't know. I haven't been to many of them. And I think it was pretty good. We got through a lot of competitors. I feel like it was a little rushed at the end because they were trying to get the auditorium kind of out and, ready because they only rented it for a certain amount of hours. So I feel like it was a little bit rushed. But at the end of the night, anyway, there's not a lot of competitors in the audience or sticking around. And it's kind of like, weeds or dust weeds flying around because it's just not really. I don't know. There's not a lot of oomph to watching a bodybuilding competition or even being a part of it at a certain point. It's just a long, drawn-out process the day of. But recap. Give me your take on overall level of competitiveness.
How do I? Well.
Yeah, how do we review it? There's so many components to review.
Yeah, there's a lot, but we can start with that, I guess.
What do you want to start with?
No, it's a good question because we'll be here for a while, I think, talking about it.
Bikini class.
I didn't see the bikini class because I was backstage.
All right.
So that's the thing too. I didn't see much of the show because I was backstage with our people.
Okay. What do you think of the sport in general, based upon after what you saw on Saturday? Like the sport, how would sports change? You've been in the sport now for 15 years.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely feel like competition doesn't bring it as hard as it used to. Like, I feel like physiques used to be different.
And has it evolved?
Better.
There's, I mean, people are coming in super conditioned, man.
Yeah, they really are. I feel like, though, I don't know. I feel maybe, I don't know, because I was in it, so I didn't really.
Different time.
It's a different time, but also when I was in it, I wasn't really paying attention to everything. Like, I didn't know how people posed on stage if I was in the class, because all I focused on was me. And then I saw a couple of pictures afterwards. I didn't get to watch the show because I was backstage with you or me. But looking at it now, like, I'm really disappointed in people's presentation on stage. Like, I really think that is something that people don't put enough time and effort into, because they think that I work out and I eat well. Let me just get on stage and present whatever because I just look great.
The art of it, the art of it has gotten a little bit soft.
Yes. And I feel like even people who can't pose worth of anything are getting awarded very high just by default. Because almost everybody sucks at posing or isn't really that great at posing. And it's like, well, nobody's doing it correctly. You know, who's the best one that's not doing it correctly? There's a few standouts that posed very well, I have to say. But
you want to shout them out?
I don't know their names. I only know a few of them. But Nicole Atkinson, I think she poses wonderfully. I think she does a great job in her presentation. So at you, Coley, I think I love her front relaxed pose. She's got such a beautiful roundness in her shoulders and her V-taper, her weight. Like, she looks beautiful. From the side, I feel like she can tweak some things. I don't think she accentuates herself as great.
Was the best you've seen her on Saturday?
No. Conditioned-wise?
Yeah.
No.
When did you see her better?
Last year at our show. I feel like in the novice at our show, she looked better than she did this time.
Okay.
She looks like she's holding a little bit of water or some extra goo. Just a layer. Like, that's just honest from the sport. I think she has beautiful shape to her. And I think her symmetry is gorgeous. Her shape in general is beautiful. She's very pretty on stage. Her presentation is really calm and just she glides with it. But I definitely feel like she should have been maybe tighter. 7 pounds tighter.
7 pounds tighter.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. And if she did that, I think she could have won. She took second next to Clem's girl.
Yeah.
Who looked good. She really did look good. I think she was just too tall and lanky looking.
Who was that?
The girl who won the tall figure, Nicole's class. I think she was just very tall, and my preference isn't that kind of physique. I don't like the really tall, long, lean look. I like the more of a muscular.
So is it subjective?
Shape. It could be very subjective, yeah. But I still would have picked her to win over that whole lineup.
Nicole.
No, the girl who won.
I don't know the girl who won things I follow.
Yeah, I feel bad. Jasmine was the one who won the short class, who was Clem's girl, and she won the overall. I don't remember what that tall girl's name was. But I would have picked her to win regardless if I didn't really prefer her shape, because out of the whole lineup, she did look the best. Now, that's another thing. The short girl who won short figure, Jasmine, one of Clem's girl and Vivian's girl, clear difference in presentation and pose. First of all, she was beautiful. Do you see her face?
Jasmine?
Yeah, her makeup. She's gorgeous. She is so stunning, I think, facially. She really was.
World champ material?
Yeah, totally.
10 pounds weight loss?
Yeah, maybe 8 to 10. But her presentation was beautiful. She presented herself very, very nicely. She was gorgeous. She had etiquette up there. She had a beautiful flow about her. She had really nice posture. She was also prepped by Ian Mercer. He taught her a lot of her. She used to go to his classes.
Shout out to Ian, man. He never gets.
He's always backstage.
He can never get enough love. That guy.
No, he's amazing, and it's clear who poses with him.
I'm pissed off that all the newbies are oh. There's Ian. No,
he's our pops. We're his adopted children. He tells us all the time.
But he adopts everybody, so I can't be selfish with that. But cool.
But she was posed by him and Clem too, and Clem has beautiful stage presence too, because again, he was taught by Ian.
Yeah.
So, I think I was impressed by that, but I still feel like they need to tighten up. Like they both won pro cards. Like she needs to tighten up for the pro rankings. So she's on her way, but I don't think she is. She could probably easily be in the top 5 in a pro class.
Jasmine.
Oh yeah, easily, easily, if not top 3. But
no, I think she can dominate
if she conditions herself a little more.
Yeah, she definitely needs to be tighter.
That's what I meant.
She would dominate and then go on to the NPC and dominate.
Yeah,
she can
beautiful. Oh my god,
she has great stature,
great potential. Keep it up for sure.
How about the guys?
I did not get to see any of the open classes. I'm a little upset about that because I love watching men's bodybuilding.
You saw the overall, right?
All I saw was the overall, and I wish I saw it because in the bantam you had George, you had Giorgio, and Albert. So I know them all. I would have loved to have seen them go at it together. I really would have, but I was backstage with everybody. I couldn't.
Wait, Giorgio?
Who competed in our show? He won the lightweight in our show. Giorgio, the little.
He was in the overall.
No, I said I would have loved to see their class. The 3 of them I know personally, and the 3 of them competed against each other in the class. Sure. I would have just loved to see that. Yeah. Because we've watched George now for 8 years. He's done our show every single year. Giorgio, I had a great conversation with him in our studio, and then at the show, and then at the Hercules, I talked to him in the morning for a while. And then Albert. I mean, it's Chris's boy.
Giorgio, the tall, good-looking dude.
The young kid.
He got great aesthetics. Needs to put on a little bit of thickness because he's so tall.
I'm trying to talk him into men's fitness.
Well, men's physique, he would kill it. He's got a great look.
Yeah, but he won't do it.
He likes the bodybuilding. That's fine. Yeah. But if you can do one and still dominate, like I would do both.
I told him that.
Because it's natural to him. He's got a great look, but he needs to put, thickness and density.
Yeah, he's 21 years old.
Giorgio, I don't know. We talked a little bit briefly on Saturday, but I got caught up with a bunch of different things. Damn, my arm looks fucking diesel, man. And I haven't been working
superhero arms, guys.
No, for real, though.
That does look crazy.
What the fuck?
Looks like you got a... Look at that peak.
That's crazy. I gotta start working out, too, and get ready because the Cake Dog, speaking of Clem, said that he wanted to do the U.S. Cup.
Yeah, he's tightened up.
But I gotta do now shit. I gotta commit and start tracking my food. But anyhow, regressing.
So I didn't get to see the men.
He asked me if he should compete or not and take some time off, and I suggested take some time off of
dieting.
Of just being in a dieting mode and competing and pressure and just put some size on and give him. He's like, if you guys should come back 2019. I'm like, maybe 2020. Maybe just give yourself, 24 months. Anyhow,
we talked about the same thing that morning with Hercules, me and him.
Did you really?
Yeah. Right. Talking about taking a break to build and not diet so much. Damn. Wow. You have trained me.
It becomes common sense after a while, Like I've taken numerous breaks in my career, and I just took another 2-year break. Like I competed in 2 shows, and I'm taking another 2-year break. There's a couple of years where I strung them out, like bang, 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 years back and forth. But I think because there's something to be said about staying lean for a certain amount of time too, and conditioning your muscle, conditioning your skin. But then there's a certain time where you should just be in a surplus.
Yeah, but it's not like a crazy overweight surplus.
No, I've gotten 260.
You have.
I've gotten 260.
I mean, now, you're in a surplus technically for competition, but you're not overweight or obese or anything. You're just a few pounds.
Am I in a surplus though?
Well, have you lost weight?
No.
Okay. Have you gained weight? So you're just maintaining. Yeah. But you're maintaining a surplus from your competition.
Yeah.
If you think about that.
True.
So it might be a surplus only in the competition eyes, not in everyday life.
So I feel like I was 220 right after the show. I had a really nasty rebound.
Yeah.
But then I was 220, 224. But I've been hovering about 205, 208 now, probably for 6, 8 months. But
that's good.
If I want to compete in October, I gotta get my shit together. But it's a whole different subject. So
I only got to see the overall.
What did you think of the overall Albert Chow time?
Amazing.
What do you think about his physique and his posing?
Why did you do that?
Because I want to hear what you had to say.
I really wish I paid attention more.
In the overall?
Yeah, I mean, I did and I didn't. I don't remember the posing too much. I know his front relax looked really good.
Were you fixating on that tall?
Yeah, he was great
and handsome man.
But I was really trying to look at him and Albert next to each other because I really thought it was between the two of them. And I didn't even see. I mean, I saw the lightweight, but my attention wasn't towards him. And then he won second. I was like, oh, that came out of. That's great.
Oh, the kid that number 19.
The lightweight kid, or the bantam, whatever he was.
Because he had great symmetry and had great everything about him.
He was an underdog in that.
Yeah.
Because automatically you're like, oh, look at those two.
Well, as soon as you look at Chow, as soon as you look at the lineup, you see his quads. He's very impressionable from the front. Turns from the side, he's got to work on his chest a little bit.
I was going to say his little upper shoulder too, development maybe.
Turns from the back, crushes it because he's got a great V taper. Again, the side. But then when he starts hitting shots, his quads are so dominant. It's a great look. He's got great muscle density and thickness. Rear bicep, and rear lat spread is great. I told him about his posing. He was standing. His front relaxed. His his legs were too wide, and he's got great quads. And the way, sorry, Cheech.
Oh, hey, bud.
Sorry, buddy.
Poor little man.
The way his quads are shaped, if he stands like that too far apart, it just makes him look too blocky. But anyway, shout out to Chow.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see the open men. I have no clue. I didn't get to see the masters. I didn't get to see any men's classes, not even physique, because men's physique went on, and then our two figure girls went on immediately after that. So I didn't even get to see our own guy Matt out there. I have no idea.
Matt did great.
Listen, he did the best that we could do. It was his first show ever. He prepped for 12 weeks. That's not a long time.
He looked a little nervous up there. You can tell he was out of his element.
They totally were. Him and his wife, Marissa, too.
Marissa's got a great physique. They both have great bodies, great looks.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a process. It's not something you could just
master
overnight. And you may have a great physique walking around town and going to the gym. But you put yourself out there on stage, and it's a whole different ballgame. Your chances of losing are way higher than your chances of winning. You have to be accepting of that. Cool. So, Hercules recap. Are we done talking about the Hercules? We have two people now. What do you think of the UFC in general? You have another question?
No, I was going to say, I think we didn't talk about the live prejudge.
Live prejudge. What do you think of it?
I'm torn.
What?
Between the two. Because as an athlete, I think it's great because you're done quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really great. Then you can enjoy your night, shower, eat something. So I think that's really great for coaches and athletes. There was still a lot of downtime, which, of course, when you have 25 classes, there's only so fast you can get through that and then still judge everybody properly. So I think that was cool. The part that I'm torn in is for friends and family to come see it. Because if they're not there in the very early morning when you first get on stage, they don't see you at all. Because when they come back at night, it was only for the top 5. Like nobody did their night routines except the bodybuilders. They got to do their routines, and the figure girls
didn't do their
their bios were read during prejudging. So all the figure girls, they didn't come out and walk again at night. The only people who got their time at night was the bikini girls because they don't do an individual walk. They only walk front and back in the morning. So she gave them time to do individual walks. And the bodybuilders got to do their routines. So men's physique, fit body, and figure never went back out. So if you are a family member or friend coming to support, that's the only pushback I have with that. Is like Marissa's whole family missed her. They missed her by like 10 minutes.
I didn't realize that for some reason.
Yeah. So it's like, if she didn't take top 5, they wouldn't have seen her on stage at all. She didn't even bring the classes out just to give the audience one look-see.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that because you know what? Here's the thing. These people are coming to your show. They put in 12, 24, 52 weeks to prep for a show. And it's just like cattle at that point. It's like, just give them a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like, give them some time.
Yeah. That's why I like
it's a lot of work, man.
I may be old school, man, but I like the process of having something in the morning and a little bit of a break. And maybe that's just because I'm old school and is it a long day? Yeah, that's why we do our best to really make sure that it goes by smooth. But it's an event, man. You've been training for so long.
Ours was only 2 hours longer than her whole show, and that was including the break. We were done at 9. She was done at 8:30. We started at 11. She started at 2. 3 hours.
She ran through 80 competitors. We ran through 40.
Sure, but we also had like a 3-hour break in between, so that's without a break.
I'd rather that.
Me too. Yeah. It's less stress,
especially for the competitors to have their stage time, even though they're tired and they suck and they really don't want
love that part.
Really don't want to be there. Like your family wants to see you in all your glory, and even if you suck, and even if you didn't place, and even if you're not happy with your presentation, even if you're not happy with your tan, or you're not happy with how you looked, or blah 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 blah. I feel like you should at least have the option to go up there and show your family what you've been doing.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't think it's anything crazy. Again, that's the only reason I don't like the live prejudge is for that aspect. But the rest of it's freaking great. You're in and out. Like we were done. Like what time? 9. We were out of the school by 9. Yeah. So that's cool.
So let's do an early plug. Last time we spoke, I put something on social media and saying that's probably going to be our last competition promoting the Northeast America. And the reason being, now that we're doing this live, multi-cameras.
I don't even know where to look.
Fuck, man. We say recording over here. Yes, we're recording over here. That we weren't going to do it. We had like 10 or 12 competitors 3 weeks out before the competition.
So much stress.
And I would have hated to cancel on the 12 people who were already committed to it because they've been training for it and they wanted to compete. I would have hated to have done that. So we probably would have went through the show for 12 people, which would have sucked. It would have been like a weird energy the whole day. We're like, this sucks.
We would have lost a lot of money too.
Besides losing the money, it's just like
and the energy, yeah. It's
one
person in a class.
Yeah. So we weren't going to do it. Then all the procrastinators and all the late bloomers who wait until they're ready or wait until see like how they look by a certain date. I'm going to wait until April 20th for the competition on the 28th because I want to see how I look
instead of just picking it and committing
to it, dude. Don't give yourself any room to bullshit.
Do the Olympics people get to say, well, I'm going to see if around the Olympics time I'm ready, and if not, maybe they'll push it back for me. What?
I'll just pick another Olympics to do.
Yeah. Does the Super Bowl people do that? Well, it's on this date, but let's negotiate
we didn't make the playoffs this year. You're not doing a Super Bowl. Postpone that shit until we make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Pick a date and commit to it.
Right.
That's the whole process of the journey, is dedicating yourself for a very specific goal. Not like, well, I'm going to try it, but yeah.
Well, we talked about that just did the podcast with John Mopper earlier this afternoon about building up the tolerance and, getting rewarded for avoiding stuff. Like, there's a couple uncomfortable conversations I'm going to have within a couple of weeks from now or a couple of days. One of them is going to have to happen within a couple of days. Immediate. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly what you're talking about.
So that's an uncomfortable conversation, but I was talking about it today. And why does it have to be, though? It doesn't have to be.
I think it's how we're projecting it out because it's uncomfortable.
And learn how to, be truthful and be vulnerable and, work on all the weird shit that you have to work through life. I avoid it. No, I won't make the call.
And you resent that person.
And
it's not even their fault.
Not their fault because you weren't completely honest. That's fucked up.
They have no idea that you're even feeling. They have no idea that you're even feeling these emotions because on the surface it looks like everything's okay, copacetic and happy.
So that's what people do, and that's why they avoid competition or setting up early. But register now for the INBF Northeast America. Register.
2019 date to be determined, but it will be the end of April.
INBF NortheastAmerica.com. shout out to Eric Renninger over at Webmaster E for hooking that up and making that a website resource for you guys to collect all the information that you need to know in order to compete in the best natural bodybuilding competition next year. How was that?
Also on Facebook. It's the INBF.
Boom! Webmaster E just joined in. Love it.
The Facebook page is INBF NE America, and our Instagram is New Jersey Natural Bodybuilding. NJ Natural Bodybuilding. So if you guys follow us on those platforms, you'll be able to see updates, pictures of past competitions, really just some fun stuff.
Cool. So what else are we talking about? It's Atypical Tuesday, Karen.
We're done with the competition talk?
You want to continue with it?
I'm not sure. Are we done with it?
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that it?
That's what I'm talking about.
I guess that could be it.
Is there anything that you want to add to that?
No, I mean, I think it ran better than last year.
Smoother?
Yeah, I think it was much better than last year, so I was happier with that.
Also, shout out, speaking of, Eric at the Webmaster E was on site doing professional photography. And I saw a few of those shots, and they were, next level. And he's super responsive with his emails and any way of communicating with him. So he was there, and he had some professional shots. Was trying to upload the finals quick. YouTube taking forever. It's all good, man. Breathe. Breathe. I know you're working on it. But
Eric.
Shout out, Eric. How do we get in touch with you for the pictures for the competition? Let us know so I can shout you out.
Yeah, for sure. There were some really good ones. And some people are really going to want them because they looked amazing.
Yeah, it's good. I think even if you didn't look amazing, I think you should want them anyway to see how you looked in your class.
Yeah.
To see what your competitors are looking like and see how you can improve. And that's part of what this whole process is all about, is putting yourself in an environment like you can be a competitor or you can be a competitive, and there's a big fucking difference. Yeah. There's a lot of competitors, but there's only like 3 or 4 that are like competitive, where you can say like, all right, this is close, now this is fun. The rest of them, like, honestly, as a judge, you're finding the worst.
That's how I start. I go from the worst and I go through the best.
Quickly, worst, done. You're out. Fourth, you're out. Okay, now cool.
You take more attention.
Then you got more time to pay attention to the people who are competing for first place. And that's really how you're being judged, guys. We go through the criteria. We do symmetry. We do muscularity. We do stage presence. All that stuff. Yes, 100%. But it comes down to, what you're seeing as a judge quickly at first glance. Yeah. And that's why stage presence is so important.
First impressions, man.
People neglect it. That's the 2% that matters. That's the 2%. 98% of people are competing, but the 2% of the people who are going, they were bringing it, right?
And they do their homework.
Adam said that today. I was like, well, I like that. I'm going to steal that.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Performance rehabilitation has also been a wonderful supporter and sponsor for the past 2 years over the Northeast America Bodybuilding Championships. Good people. We send a lot of people over there, even from body.
Yeah, they keep everybody healthy and functioning so they can continue working.
Including us. I want to go back to my elbow.
I got to go for my hip. I got to give in. Well, I was going to call them and try to make an appointment for tomorrow, but I'm like hesitant. I don't want to know it because I don't want to go through the process. I don't want to know what's wrong with it. I don't.
I mean, you have to if you want to get better.
I know, because I want to run. I really want to get back into it.
Biggest thing I feel like, is accountability, and they hold me accountable because Dr. Anthony told me the things I need to do for this.
And you haven't done any of it.
I was consistent with it for a while, and then you
drop off.
It's fucking hard to juggle. Man. It's hard to juggle everything at once. Yeah. And that's why once in a while you got to take one of the objects that you're fucking juggling and fucking throw that bitch in the garbage, or
put it on the shelf.
Put it on the shelf. But sometimes it's not worth it. Even
sometimes it's not worth it.
Keep what you need in the air.
We'll be back. Performance.
Eric, how do we get in touch with you? Pat Hectic. Your first question was, do turkeys have knees? I'm not sure what the fuck that meant, but then you said, I'm Pat from Saturday Night Live.
Because we kept saying, we don't know.
That's kind of cool. Right. Now, what do you guys think about the UFC in general? I think the UFC is
brutal,
fucking barbaric. I think it's a true test of mental capacity and a little bit of psychosis, a little bit of fucking like being
sadist,
a little bit of like just a relentless mindset of punishment and being able to take punishment and give punishment without any emotions attached to it.
Which is kind of really cool if you think about it. It's
fucking super
and it's
cool.
really inspiring too.
Absolutely. But there's a certain level of mentality. I'm not sure I can get to that level.
Would never.
I've had some pretty intense leg workouts. I've had some pretty intense workouts, but that's a whole other level. I do like mixed martial arts. I think there's, something to it in mentally, and the discipline of it is really respectful. And I come from a judo background so I get that and I like it. But to put myself in an arena and knowing that the guy wants to kill me, I'm not sure I have the balls to do it.
I know.
They won't let you paste me the link. So give me a website, man. Give me a website.
Just type it in. We'll shout it out.
Yeah. Did I answer your question, Pat Hectic?
So anyway.
Pat Hectic.
Getting back to...
The hectic.
What?
I don't know. I'm saying it quick.
Getting back to competition.
Yeah.
I gotta rein you back in. I'm gonna rein you back into
Go for
Hercules. Being in the Hercules now, winning it in 2008, getting your pro card in 2008, coming back and doing head judging. What is your take on the show now? Because you've been through the Hercules many times as an athlete, then as a judge and a head judge. What's your take on it? I gave you my feedback.
That's a big question. And I love it because there's a lot of history there with me,
with
the Hercules. I don't know where to start.
Okay, so what do you feel that the level of competition was in comparison to what it used to be?
I feel like overall, the level of competition in these shows aren't what they used to be. Now, that being said, I'm not so sure. I would have been a heavyweight. I'm not so sure, but it was also 10 years ago, so things have changed with the level of conditioning and the just the evolution of bodybuilding. But I wasn't conditioned like that guy who won the heavyweight on Saturday. Slay the Day. I don't know his full name.
Oh, you had glutes and everything when you won.
In 2008. You think I would have beat that guy?
I don't know. I don't know. You have to look at a picture side by side, really, to dissect it. Of course, I'm going to say yes, right now.
Why are you going to say that? Because you love me?
Yeah. But,
thank you.
I can't, if I really had both your pictures side by side, then I would be able to make a better judgment. I don't know. I don't remember what you looked like that day. Guys,
blow that up with your fingertips there.
He is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe, I love you, but for all of you people out there, you can, I don't know if you can see it, but dude, the guy has beautiful.
Try it again and pull back a little bit.
Shape.
No, pull it back this way.
It's the lighting. It's yeah. I mean, you can't see the crispness of it all, but yeah, he's got.
I'm not so.
He's just thick.
What's his thing? Slay the Day.
Day Slayer himself.
On Instagram.
Yes. Day Slayer himself.
I recently followed him.
He looks like The Rock a little bit.
He does, absolutely.
Yeah. Good looking dude.
Police officer as well. But
NYPD, right?
Yeah, I think
super awesome.
He deserved to win for sure, but I don't know at the level of conditioning if I would have been able to beat that in 2008. And again, you also don't see a lot of bodybuilders as a heavyweight looking like that nowadays.
But then you flip them around to the back.
No hamstrings. Right. No hamstrings. Yeah, no hamstrings.
So this is where I get aggravated because you can't compare it. You have symmetry front to back.
Right.
And a lot of these bigger, thicker bodybuilders, these heavyweights don't. They have such massive muscles. Their V taper is ridiculous usually, and their quad sweep is huge. And then you flip them around, they're like,
yeah.
No quads, no glutes, no lower back action. They're just thick and huge. So when you look at it that way, from the front, he totally smoked you. In that, he's got that muscle thickness that I don't know if you'll ever have naturally. Really,
yeah, for sure.
It's totally different, and he's also much taller than you too. So I mean, you got to look at that too. But then you flip you guys around, and it's like comparing you guys to the front, where he totally blows you away. Turn around back, you blow that away because you don't forget the second half. I'm not saying he forgets about it. It could be genetics that he just doesn't have a great backside, but I also think that's the conditioning. He needs to be a little bit more conditioned to get it.
In the front, he looked like a rock, though.
But no hamstring, no glute. That's where you in the heavyweights always are better than everybody on that stage. But you lose it in the heavyweights for pure size and mass.
They smoke me in density, man. Yeah. I don't know if I can become that thick and keep that level of conditioning. I think that there's definitely a level of fullness that I need. Anyway, we're gonna see. What's going on, Karen? We don't have anybody right now. Do you want to what do you want to talk about? You kill it? Be done with it? Atypical Tuesday? How's your Tuesday going so far? Today? Different than last week?
Totally.
Why? Last week you had a lot of ups and downs.
Last week was just nuts. This Tuesday I said I'm pulling back a little bit.
You did.
After this weekend we had, and then into yesterday, oh gosh.
That's good.
Because tomorrow I have...
Well, now it's already 9:30.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a busy day, early and busy. Thursday I have a BNI event, networking event that I do want to go to. It's already at Project Pub, so it would be stupid not to go.
When is this?
Thursday night if you want to come with me. Starts at 5 on Thursday. Friday, I'm in session most of the day, and we have to get ready for the row-a-thon, which is on Saturday.
What's a row-a-thon, Karen?
Row to Rescue. So what it is we are taking teams, 10 teams, anywhere from 1 to 6 people per rower. We are rowing a half marathon. So that is about, I have to actually look again, but it's like 21,800 meters. It's insane. It should take any team roughly an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. I'm going to say.
Wait, say it again?
It's 21,000.
No, how long should it take a team?
Maybe like an hour and 45 minutes.
For each rowing for 600 meters.
600 meters?
Yeah.
6 times 6 is only 3,600 meters. You got another couple rounds of that.
What are the other team members going to do when you're rowing? Standing around you? Waiting for you to jump on?
Depends how many teams there. If we have, I don't know the roster. You never showed me it. I have no access to it.
Yeah,
so anyway.
There's 20 people signed up right now.
Okay. How many of them are teams?
There's 4 teams so
far. Okay. Because I know like Chris Miller needs a team. So I think we could just group people together too. We'll say like, hey, who needs a team? But yeah, like while your team member is rowing, you're not going to be on the rower if every team gets a rower.
Yeah. So what your other team members going to do while you're rowing? I'm saying,
just sit there, cheer you on, eat some food.
We got Grumpy
play cornhole.
Grumpy Bobas said they're up in the air, but if they can get somebody to come down because they are new in business in Somerville. Salad House of Somerville is coming down, bringing what?
They're bringing sample salads, like little salads that everybody can have. They're bringing protein shakes.
They are,
and they're donating bananas.
Perfect, super cool. So they're going to be there.
And wait, he's also bringing cornhole.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got Salad House cornhole. He just got it for like Father's Day, so he's going to bring it so we can play cornhole.
Love it.
Yeah.
Urban Chaos is going to be out there with CBD oil. Spoke to them.
That's great because we're all going to be sore.
Yeah. Who else? Bright to Breathe. Joe Morrison bringing his tent out there. He's going to be a headlining sponsor.
Patrick said he'd help out.
Patrick,
perfect connection.
Get him involved somehow. Just get his name out there and see how he can contribute. He can be a volunteer. Patrick, we need a volunteer. We need help with judging and scoring and all that stuff. So it's a fun event, fundraiser for the Somerville Rescue Squad. I think it'll be a fun day.
And it's outside.
It's outside on Division Street.
On Division Street,
which
in Somerville.
Super fun.
It's supposed to be nice out.
Yeah. So the idea is just to generate some money and have a good day, fun-filled day. Also, Lululemon's going to be there. How did I forget about that?
Lululemon.
Have a fun-filled day on Division Street, and it should be fun. So you can, head over to what's the website? thisisbody.com, and it's under events.
What?
Well, I thought I had a direct link to it,
I don't.
I'm tired as fuck. You want to recap this? You want to say goodnight? You want to say your little how to end it? And you want to be done with it? It's 9:30. I'm looking for my protein. I want to go to bed.
I have to shower.
I got to shower
So
too.
you should shower first.
Want to shower together?
No.
Thank you.
I want my own time.
Perfect. So I'm going to go shower with Karen. Come on, go ahead. Wrap it up.
Thanks for listening to our podcast today. Brought to you by Performance Rehabilitation and Regenerative Medicine in Watchung, New Jersey.
Easy for you to say.
Whew, that's a tongue twister. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you guys like what you're hearing, please share our podcast. As you know, you can find it on iTunes under Project My Life. Leave us a comment, rate us, ask us questions so we can post about that, talk about that next time.
What's going on in the nutrition world this week? Have you seen any?
What the hell?
Any nutrition trends this week?
Trends?
Yeah, like anything, like you deal with members, right, on a weekly basis.
That's like a whole hour podcast.
Well,
but as I'm wrapping it up, you throw in there what's going on in the nutrition world. Any trends?
Is there anything like happened this week?
What?
From last week to now? Last Tuesday to now?
That's a loaded question.
Well, have you seen any commonalities?
Yeah.
What?
People don't meal plan.
You mean what people don't meal plan?
They don't prep enough. They don't pre-plan. A lot of people are just tracking as they go. I'm trying to break them out of that habit.
Give us a tip to do that. How do you not do that?
Schedule it in your planner to sit down for an hour and write out a meal plan.
And what's a meal plan? What kind of meal plan?
Whatever's specific to them, to their macros. Or you can take one of the days that you've already tracked. This is the easiest way to do it. Take a day you've already tracked, see where you ended up, see what your goals are, and just adjust everything in the day. So if your goal is 150 carbs, but that day you ate 200, figure out where you can pull 50 carbs out of.
Why does that seem so simple?
Because it is.
Well, I mean,
people hate it. It's thought process. It's uncomfortable.
What's uncomfortable about it?
Because it's time, it's research, it's, I'm going to be hungry. Oh, but I like that. Oh, I don't want to measure food. Oh, it's too hard to write down. Oh, it's a pain in my ass.
I feel
no shit.
This is where I feel like the bodybuilding process has taught me to be so disciplined and structured with my food.
And your hair is very structured.
Because my eyes are blasted right now.
Yeah.
So
you have to be structured and disciplined if you want to do bodybuilding.
It was like I knew what my numbers were. And if I didn't want something, if I was cutting calories, we used to go by calories back in the day, strictly calories. Nick used to take 20 calories or take 200 calories away from carbs or whatever he would say. And I would just manipulate it like that. So I told my calories would drop, but I would be taking away 200 calories from my carb source. And then I don't understand what the problem was with that. Why can't it be that easy? Interesting. All right, so Karen's going to wrap it up one more time.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on.
Wait, you have another question for me?
No, I mean, I could talk all night, but I got to shut it down.
Guys, again, this is the real exit out of this. Thank you so much for listening to our jibber jabber and our recap on the 2018 INBF Hercules. Jesus! What is going on? Guys, help.
No,
we have nobody listening now because it's too long. And
no, well, that's fine. We can delete it if we want.
Oh my God. Seriously, I'm close to do that so bad.
But it's not brought to you by Project Monetti. Project Monetti is the name of the podcast.
Yeah, all right, whatever. So seriously, guys, thank you so much. We will have another focus for next week. This week was the wrap-up of the 2018 INBF Hercules. So if you're liking what you're hearing, please go to iTunes and download our podcast, Project My Life. Okay. I wasn't looking at it.
You're looking at yourself in there.
And share it on, actually, I'm looking at the screen, and it makes it look like I'm looking over here, but I'm looking over here. I'm so confused because we have 3,000 cameras going on right now. Share this for us. Rate us. Give us a rating. Tell us how we can improve. Ask us questions so we have some focus on what we're talking about. But tune in next Tuesday for our Project My Life podcast, Atypical Tuesday.
Can we do it at earlier time if we're going live?
Can you just shut it down?
Sure.
Bye. Nobody's going to listen to us for that